You crash your car in the same location that you always said you would.
Alright boys, lovely set. Lovely set. We're going to ask you some questions post that.
Oh yeah.
So I want to say, why the name Dog Saints?
That's a really funny story.
I study history at university.
Yeah.
And I had to do this like essay on. It was on the Reformation. It was kind of boring, but I got sidetracked reading about some town in France that venerated a greyhound for like 500 years as this kind of folk saint. And then the Reformation happened, and all these kind of really serious Catholics said, "No, you can't do that. That's insane." Like whatever. And they kind of kept it up for a while until they lost it. But I like the idea of people praying to a dog.
Yeah. It's
because good. Like I frankly think there are. You know,
why dog? Why dog?
Well, what better thing to pray to?
Yeah, fair. I pray to my dog.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I've got love for all my dogs, bro.
Exactly.
There's something very Caligula.
People keep dogs because they want to be loved, and like I think that's quite sweet.
Yeah, that's good. Got some history to your name as well.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah. So how did you guys all meet then? What sparked this?
That's a worse story.
Yeah.
So so we're all at university together, but we met at different points. I met Angus because we were in the same hall.
And we were the only people who liked Black Country.
Oh yeah, I was running a BCN art team in Freshers Week, and he was like, "Oh, you like BCN art? We should do music." So we jammed a bit, and that didn't work out. I met this guy at a pub crawl. We were supposed to be dressed as historical figures. His costume was not particularly accurate.
We don't talk about
but we went to get burgers because we were hungry. Yeah. And I think I said the word shoegaze.
And my mind is still...
Because at this point, this man was like the dream pop king. It took a while to get him into emo music, but...
Yeah, so that's how you kind of describe it, a bit of shoegazy, kind of Midwest emo stuff
exactly.
I got there.
Yeah.
And then Harry was a bit of a latecomer. We were looking for a drummer.
I knew Gus. I met Gus at a party.
Yeah,
because I bass.
I had a massive crush on this girl in our hall, and I knew Harry was in her degree, so I was like,
I'll be in the band.
I gotta get in with all our friends.
And then we found out he played drums, and we got him to rehearse with
Yeah,
us.
I think I met you at like a bunch of house parties before we finally did rehearsals. We were like,
how long you guys been getting then?
Since May. We did our first show.
May last year.
Oh,
nice.
Oh yeah, it hasn't happened this year. My bad.
May last year.
It was like right after exams finished. Like it was a really chaotic time, but we did a show at the Fiddler's Elbow in Camden.
Yeah,
Everybody does their first gig
great place,
because they respond to your emails.
Yeah,
that helps.
Are we still waiting on payment?
Yeah, they have.
I had to leave my exam early and everything. I really needed that.
You skipped an exam. You had like extra time, and you were like, I don't need this extra time. I got a gig.
I'm just that smart.
It's a bit of dedication there. Lovely. You got a best worst gig story?
Oh God.
From your little time going?
Worst gig was the George Tavern. It was
it was this weird thing. Like we did our show at the Fiddlers. And then we were like desperately trying to get shows afterwards. Like we had videos from the show, but it was kind of hard to get.
That's a good venue though, George.
Yeah.
You got that.
Well, so that was the crazy thing. It was like this huge deal because we love the George. Like the George is our favorite venue in London. We went there forever.
Yeah.
And then we got asked to do the show opening for Sunday Best. And like we kind of we like totally like we totally messed up. Like we were really sloppy. It was our second ever show, and like we were really bowed by the pressure. But like it was good enough that people like responded positively to it, and like I'm immensely thankful for that show. Like it's probably the most important show that we ever did. But like I was running off stage to get my capo. I was like it was
pedals breaking,
it was
guitars
really
breaking.
So shout out to George for putting up with that.
Yeah, you got a best worst and one.
Yeah, and we met Emil there as well. We met him.
We met loads of like.
It was really important for us.
Yeah, like Shoplifting who played today.
Yeah.
We met Jamie.
No, I met him at the Full Body 2 show the night before.
I met him at the gig at the George. Yeah.
What kind of advice would you give to some new bands trying to play some of these cool venues?
I don't know if we're there yet.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with Harry. Like, I don't think we can.
I tell him go ask a different band for a
Well, like I think like it is kind of a networking thing. You have to get your first show somewhere. Do it at somewhere like the Fiddler's Double because they will respond to you. We headlined our first show.
Yeah,
because all the other bands were like old and they had to go to bed. So like you guys just headlined it.
Or like if your friends are playing in a band, ask them to can I open for you?
In London there are so many bands that it really is about who you know. And I don't really think there is like a super supportive scene in London.
Yeah.
Like all the best shows I don't know. We've ended up doing like with scenes in other towns. Like
Well,
our
yeah,
Birmingham show,
you're a small fish, yeah.
our show in Glasgow. But like those, I feel like those communities are so much more supportive for bands, and they put each other on. And they
So you
kind of
think you get better ticket draws for like gigs outside of London? Like a bit more of a tightly knit community there?
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah?
I mean, we played one show in Birmingham, which was awesome, with my Rushmore.
That was proper DIY.
Yeah,
It was amazing.
and we're doing another show in Glasgow with them and with Glowworms and stuff, and that's gonna be sick.
That's good.
Yeah.
And how about the digital marketing kind of side of things? Like, for one, do you guys believe in making short form content like TikToks and stuff, Reels?
It's all about getting on Instagram Reels.
Yeah.
We need that Dog Saints
Yeah,
video
that's what
with
they
it.
say.
I would love. My dream is to be really famous on YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
That's my goal. That's
Yeah.
my goal.
I mean, like,
that's the end goal for everything,
Every
isn't
night.
it?
It's like,
I mean, I'm the one that does all of our sort of like
yes, you're the
promo.
digital man.
I do all the marketing and stuff, and I refuse to ever go to the let's make a TikTokable video.
Like,
That's a
I
good
understand
take
why
on it.
bands do it, but like frankly the bands that I love and the bands where I find their Instagram where like it's just actually has some kind of cool and some kind of like
Yeah.
substance to it.
You can build a kind of mystique
But like I feel
through
like
that.
that's bands
Yeah.
bands are
Yeah.
like lucky enough to be able to do that. Like if you're lucky enough to be like Mitsubishi
It's just like where you
Suicide
can post
and
once
never,
every 6
and
months,
never
yeah.
post when you have
Yeah.
shows, like, that's a privilege.
kind of
And I think-
necessity, huh?
Yeah, and I think like, you know,
There's a balance
it's such
there.
a it's
Well,
such a
especially
cool like
it's different in alt rock as well. Like,
Yeah,
don't you
no,
think-
exactly.
If you post too much, then you can tire out. Like I believe that you can tire out like your sort of
Your
viewer
aura.
base, your viewer base, your aura.
Yeah.
But if you don't post enough, like I think it comes off as a little bit sort of pretentious.
Yeah,
And I think
I
you
get
got to
that.
strike a fine balance.
Yeah,
between-
like I think Jamie's Instagram presence, like Shuffle thing, his Instagram presence is cool because like he makes content, but it feels authentic and it's like funny
every
without
sim-
being like
every
lame.
single thing he posts isn't like, oh, I've got a gig this weekend. It's like, here's this cool little demo I made on this computer from the 1980s.
Like
Yeah.
it's self-aware, like it's it's online, but it's not like
That's just what alt rock's all
you're in
about,
a
the
band.
authenticity.
Guess the
Yeah.
drummer.
Guess the drummer type. And I like not to insult bands that do that. Like I totally get why they do.
Yeah,
that,
it's the
but I-
grind.
Yeah,
No, it's good
I still
stuff.
get the
Yeah,
drummer.
it's a
Guess
good
the drummer.
yeah. I've been
All of us play drums, so you wouldn't be able to guess
exactly.
not me, not me.
I've been
not
fooled
me.
too many times by those reels. I can never trust them.
Yeah, getting less generic with it. It's a good take on digital marketing. Like, so what plans do you guys have for the future then? In terms of releasing, gigging?
Yeah.
I mean,
We're going to Glasgow next year.
Yeah, we're going to
Oh,
Glasgow.
yeah.
This is going to be awesome. We're just trying to book as many shows as we can in London. Like, we're all in our last year of university, so we're doing shows like March, early April. We're trying to graduate.
it's been a really
Yeah.
desperate sort of like crawl.
Oh, it's
to get
always
good.
desperate with us.
Oh,
But like
yeah.
we're meeting like really cool bands and playing shows with people that we want to play shows with again. And like I think the plans will come into place. Like this month we're doing as many shows as we can.
It's good.
Put out another single sometime soon, hopefully. The single that we put out was like kind of a random,
Yeah,
like
sort of
spur of
on
the
the
moment
way.
thing where we had this demo and we were like, honestly, we didn't have something out. We're really happy with it.
So you guys are planning to release some more stuff?
Oh,
In terms of a
Yes,
single?
yes,
Yeah?
Yeah. It's finding a way to do that in a way where we're happy with the quality and not.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Like, you guys say you're going to Glasgow. Do you think, is there a certain point some bands should be getting out of London, especially if they play from London?
I think it depends on the scene you're in. I think like for us, we're lucky enough where sort of the emo scene has sort of adopted us and brought us up to places like Glasgow,
Yeah.
Birmingham. But I think you find your people. Whatever genre you play.
I think once you have the chance, take it. Like if there's someone who says we'll have you at a gig in this other place, if you can afford the coach fare, go ahead.
Yeah,
why
and like
not?
on the social media point thing, like that's kind of a crazy opportunity for that. Like we got asked to the Birmingham show by my Rushmore because Ethan, I think, just found this on Instagram. Like, fortunately enough, like it's not so localized anymore. You do get opportunities to do it, I think.
And you don't
You
need
just have to take them.
It's like if your scene is in London and people love you in London, and you can build a following off of that. Like,
There are London bands that
yeah,
like
there's no need. Yeah.
I think for emo music, that's not really the case in London. Like if you're like the next big post-punk bands, you don't really need to leave London.
Yeah.
Like they'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of genre specific.
It's good to explore. And what are those promoters like inside and outside of London? In terms of like ticket deals, you think those guys would treat you better and outside of London?
We haven't done shows like with like promoters outside of
yeah.
London.
It's all been very DIY,
Yeah.
so they treat you fairly.
They treat you awesome. They
They're
treat you great. Yeah.
They're lovely people.
There's no so far sounds outside of it.
Yeah.
There's no you play for exposure outside
Exactly.
London. It's everyone gets cut in to the £20 you make on tickets for everyone. So every band gets £2.50, and like it's
So the
not
band's
much, but it's
organising
fair.
it. They're organising it all together. You think more so?
I mean, sometimes it's like there's a lot of DIY promoters out there that can get like a lineup together, but like sometimes it is just like bands that are like, fuck, we love what you're doing, we love your music, come play a show with us. You know?
Also, I feel like that's possible outside of London in a way that's just hard here. Like, it's hard to do DIY in London just because all the venues are basically monopolized by promoters, and there aren't
there's
any
more
like
of
real DIY spaces that you won't get a crazy noise
Well, there's a lot
complaint.
of disdain towards a lot of promoters these days. now
No,
as
that's
well.
not like George is awesome. We love doing
Yeah,
shows with
Well,
George.
they're bad eggs. Is what
Yeah,
I say.
yeah.
Like, you know.
And also the independent scene is dying here in London post-COVID, so it's like
Yeah.
there are less and less places for people to play that have not already been sort of like monopolized
Yeah.
by maybe certain sounds, certain bands,
Yeah.
certain promoters, that type of thing, you know? So I
It's
think
good.
there's more possibility sort of outside if you haven't found your niche yet.
Yeah, it's a good take, guys. Well, I love that set, guys.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Everyone check out Dog Saints. Lovely little band. Man, I wish you all the best for the future, guys.
Thank you
Like,
so
just stick at it. It was lovely. Lovely
you
to
so
meet you
much.
guys.
Have a good
Thank
one.
you.
Cheers.
Thank
Have a
you.
good one. Bye.
Boom.
Ooh.